Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to your Soul Service Astrology Update for the week of the 9th of August, 2021. I'm Kelx. I am a 13-sign sidereal astrologer. What is that? That is where astronomy is used for astrology. Astronomy is the measurements and the calculations of our universe and our solar system. And astrology is the energetic interpretation of those planets so that we can have a particular, we perceive something and we have a particular experience here on the planet Earth. I am also the creator of Soul Service Astrology, which is what this update is. And this is a method to allow you to understand yourself deeply, take personal responsibility for your challenges or weaknesses, lean into your natural gifts and strengths and tap into your highest purpose so that you can step into your potentiality and be of service this lifetime. So welcome. What is going on in the heavens this week? Well, let's take a look. I'll share my screen. We start the week with a new moon. That was not meant to happen. We start the week with a new moon. There we go. That's what I want you to see. I'll just move me up there. All right, so we start the week with a new moon. The new moon is exact around midnight on the 8th of the 8th, and it falls in Cancer. So what does that mean? The new moon is a great place and time for you to set intentions, so new intentions. The moon phase, the new moon, is the innocent, so it has the quality and wonder-like abilities of a child. So when you set a new intention, there is that little bit of excitement that you don't really know how this is going to play out. And also when I say set a new intention, it might be that you're setting a new task or you're starting a new activity or you're creating something new for the first time. And there's kind of a little bit of nervous excitement there when a child, or ourselves, because we should be trying to tap into our own inner child, to create new things and set new intentions. So there's that kind of quality to a new moon. We get another 29 days to try again. Yes, sound like Dr. Zeus. In Cancer, and it's the end of Cancer, you can see the sun and the moon are down here. Now, on the 9th at midday, the moon has already moved into Leo. But if I take it back a day, the moon and the sun are in Cancer together. So that's where the new moon falls exact at midnight on the 8th. So Cancer has the quality of a storm rider. What does that mean? When you think about a storm rider, you think about storms. Now, Cancer is the 4th sign in the zodiac, and it relates to our feelings and our emotions. And we tend to have storms of feelings and emotions. If we don't have our survival needs met, so if we don't have our needs met, there's likely to be more storms and emotions and riding of those storms. The idea with a new moon is that you've ridden some waves over the last 2 or 3 days, the balsamic moon leading up to the new moon. So basically the last moon phase, you created something new, you did something new, you put it out there, and then there's some emotions and feelings or beliefs that potentially came up that you realise weren't beneficial to you anymore and they needed to shift. So you may have felt like, I feel like it's a little bit of an emotional dredge prior to the new moon, so that you can come into the new moon and go, oh, that feeling or emotional state isn't meant to come with me into the next phase. So you ride those waves. Now, in Cancer, when we set a new intention, it's so that we can allow ourselves to have our needs met, to be supported. I do need to have my needs met. I do need to have my feelings and emotions validated, one, first with myself, and then be able to feel safe to share that with my most important people. So I feel like the intentions that we're setting around this new moon is that I have a right to feel safe. I have a personal right to express my feelings and my emotions, and for me to not feel unsafe when I do that. So sit with that new moon energy. If you want to sit with it a little bit more, on the 8th of August at 8 p.m, the 8th of the 8th at 8 p.m, Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live in my Facebook group, Sidereal Stars with Kel. Please search me up on Facebook and come and join that live. And you'll get to sit in the energy of that new moon. So that's really Monday. Then we move into Tuesday, 10th of August. And as you can see there, I'm just checking my notes, there's two aspects of interest. The first one is Neptune, which is actually in Aquarius. So please ignore my astrology program, which is a little bit off. Neptune is actually sitting in Aquarius and it's opposite Venus down here in Leo, and it's late Leo. So let's look at either side of that seesaw. So Neptune is our beacon energy. It's kind of like us as a lighthouse, and we're just like, me. And this is really, I want to say God or goddess type energy. We don't even know that we have it. It's this beacon energy that we're called to be just shining it out there. It's not conscious. We don't talk about it ever. It's just there. In Aquarius, it's very much linked to how we want to see change show up in the world. So it's shining out there as like waves of energy that we may not even be conscious of, inspiring change that is deeply connected and wedded to our soul. So it's kind of like there's a big spiritual element to where Neptune is at the moment. Opposite Venus, Venus is our regenerator and our connector. In Leo, it's very much sort of on the precipice of both. Like it's done some regeneration. It's kind of in renewal phase. I'm ready to step out there and reconnect with people. I'm still doing a little bit of work on my heart space to allow the artist in me to shine out. So Venus is really wanting to share their art. It's to be sort of, and putting their art down on paper and, you know, putting their passion on paper. And maybe there's passionate relationships as well. Now, this seesaw energy or the opposite energy is kind of like, I feel the energy is between the collective and the individual. It's almost like, you know, there is something bigger than you and you're here for something bigger, but you keep being pulled down into just really focusing on your stuff and being the creator and being really focused on, oh, maybe I'll get external accolades for this work as well, right? Oh, maybe connecting with that person will influence what I create. So there's this oscillation between collective and individual, I feel, with this. And the idea with soul service astrology and knowing that this is a collective energy, and I think that we can see that with a lot of the discussions that are occurring in relation to what's going on in the world today. Are we focusing on the collective? Are we focusing on the individual? And it's really trying to find that dynamic balance for yourself. You need to nurture yourself. You need to nurture your relationships. You need to nurture yourself as the creator. We're all creators, whatever that might be. And you also need to have that spiritual connection to the essence of something greater. Being part of a community, being part of a collective can help you do that feeling, even if it's just in your local area, which some of us are doing, and that can certainly help. So that's Tuesday. So feel into where you can perhaps come into a bit more balance instead of just thinking about yourself or just thinking about the collective. It's a balance of both. That's Tuesday. Let's move. Oh no, there's something else on Tuesday that I didn't talk about. Mars and the moon down here are conjunct each other in Leo. So this is just after the new moon, and the moon's nice and fresh. Still in new moon energy there, nice and fresh, still in innocent, but it's in creator mode. So it's taking on board those feelings and emotions and pouring it into their art, and they're taking action around it. Now, the Mars here, because this is emerging and Mars isn't typically linked with emotions and feelings, it might be like, what are these things? I've got to feel my body and let these emotions pour through me so that I can be productive and get things done and focus on things. What are these? So you might have a little bit of an inner storm. This would be an inner storm where you're sort of taking Mars on the journey. It's like, this is how I'm going to work now. I've made a few changes. I'm bringing my emotions and my feelings on how I get my work done and how I create and how I express myself and put it out into the world. This is really us gearing up to putting stuff out into the world. We're still in review phase, so don't forget we still have a lot of outer planets retrograde, almost all of them. Uranus goes retrograde next week, so then we'll have all of them. So there's still a little bit of review, but try and sort of appease that I want to take action doing energy with. It's okay to try new things, and you can do it small step at a time. I think I said this a few weeks ago. Create and just see what happens. And that's certainly what's happened for me just recently, is I've started to do things down a particular path and I haven't really known all the steps, and I just keep stepping. And I said to my 7-year-old this week, because he was getting very fixated on doing everything right and being perfect, and I've got to get everything right. I'm like, no, that's not what school's about. You're meant to make mistakes. You're just meant to have a go. Take a step, take another step. And then the other thing he would do was look at everything that he had to do and get overwhelmed. So I feel like what Tuesday's energy is one step at a time. Connect to your spirituality, connect to your soul, connect to your vision, connect to the change that you desire to see within your community and the collective, and take one step at a time and do something that makes yourself feel good. Because Leo is really about doing things, a little bit hedonistic energy here. It's about doing some things that make you feel good. And Venus is there, and the moon is there, and Mercury is there. So there's a lot of energy there, and Mars is there. Sun's going to come in tomorrow. Is it the 11th? Yes, the sun will flick to the 11th now, as soon as I'm on a bit of a rant with Leo energy. So you can see that Leo energy is all congregated down here. So I feel like we've sort of been in a bit of a bog, with all this retrograde energy that's going on up here. You can see the seesaw energy. You can see, what would this be called? The seesaw chart. It is a seesaw chart. So there's a lot of heavy retrograde energy up here, transformational energy. We're going over things. There's lots of things in the collective and our community and our systems and our unconscious beliefs and our conscious beliefs are all transforming, right? And down here, the energy is like, okay, all right, don't let your ego take over. Everything's going to be fine. One step at a time, focus on that one step in front of you, and you're allowed to have some fun. And there's allowed to be joy, and there's allowed to be connection, and you're allowed to feel stuff, and you're allowed to do things, and you're allowed to sing, dance, play, and create. I think that is the essence of the Leo energy that comes in on the 11th, to balance out the heavy energy that we've kind of got going on. So that's quite nice. Then we move rapidly to the 12th of August, and you can see that Venus has stepped out of Virgo straight away. So we only have those 3 planets left in Leo very quickly after we have that burst of Leo energy. So embrace that burst of Leo energy on Monday and Tuesday. Really embrace it. Have some fun. Do something that you love to do. Do something good for yourself. Allow yourself to play. When Venus steps into Virgo, Venus is really shifting now into self-maintenance mode. Venus is like, okay, what do I need to do to make sure my bucket is full? So one, I'm madly, deeply in love with myself, and that I have enough reserves in my body, my mind, and my spirit to serve. Because in Virgo, there is this desire to support and help others and share. So you may start to feel this shift. So that's why you're allowed to have some fun and joy and replenish that kind of inner childlike nature of yours before Venus goes, right, okay, now we need to contribute. We need to give back, because that's really what we're here to do, is to shine and serve, help others while feeling good. We're allowed to feel good while we help others. Actually, it's essential, because if we don't feel good while helping others, we burn out. And I certainly have done that before. So that's what's going on the 12th. One thing that I didn't talk about that really starts on the 11th, you'll notice this Jupiter opposite Mercury here. I'll talk about this. It's hanging around for most of the week. It starts, we get an exact hit on the 11th and 12th. So Jupiter is retrograding and it's just about to go back into Capricorn. Jupiter is the expander, and it's been going back through Aquarius, and Aquarius really wants to express change, wants to be the catalyst for change. So there's this idea of inspiration to motivate others to change, and it is about motivating others to change. Now with Jupiter there's this sense of expansion and higher potential. Now this is retrograde energy. So you may have been kind of going back over, okay, what do I truly believe? What do I trust? Where does that fit within my vision for change? One, I'll be that change first, and then I want to inspire others to do that. And you're going to get an opportunity to step a little bit more into the methods and the what and the how when Jupiter moves back into Capricorn up here. Opposite Mercury in Leo. So Mercury really is our analytical mind. Expressing in Leo, it's probably being occupied with ideas of creation and expressing themselves. Mercury being like throat energy, communication, writing. I really want to express myself authentically, and I do have to engage the mind to do that. I want the heart to lead, but I do need to engage the mind. We have this seesaw energy. So you can either be stuck in the mind, stuck with some words, stuck, expressing yourself how you really want to, because you're sort of stuck in your head a little bit. Balancing it out with this idea of allowing a sense of expansion and dreams and your philosophies to come in and support the mind so that you'll get a balance. So you can either be down a rabbit hole seeking and searching and expanding too far and going too big and not really, expressing yourself how you want to or getting anything down on paper. The mind wants to get something down on paper, be it art or, a map for a choreography, whatever it is. If you're trapped in Jupiter being the seeker and looking for ideas and maybe altering your vision and things like that, and all the ideas coming down and not putting anything down on paper, well, you're over here on this side of the oscillating seesaw. So we need to balance it out. We need to allow the mind that it's okay to expand and seek, or you're hanging down here and there's too much mind. You're being too logical about it. You want that essence of something greater feeding into how you express yourself. How do you do that? Meditation, dancing, free writing, going for a walk in nature. There's all these things to get you out of your mind. And let me tell you, I think Leo quite likes getting out of their mind. I certainly find my creative juices have started to really run a lot freer before I turn the computer on. I do some creative journaling and some writing, and the ideas flow before I've allowed my mind to really focus on a screen and get all really analytical because I'm looking at something on a screen. So that's the 12th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That was Thursday. So let's have a look at Friday. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Well, look at that. We have Pluto trine Venus. So Pluto is up here in Sagittarius. Venus is down here in Virgo. Pluto is the destroyer and life, death, sex and transformation type of energy. And in Sagittarius, that it wants to liberate us of beliefs that are holding us back. And because it's under review, they're really, you may feel like you're riding this cycle, or there might be waves of, what do I really believe? What is my truth? You know, am I shedding layers of my spiritual onion, my ego onion, to get to deeper me? Things that, you know, the ego will always sort of go, oh, it's safe here, we'll stay here. It's very safe. But your heart and your soul is sort of going, oh, what about going over there? And your ego might be like, oh no, we've had, why hello, Maya. Why hello, welcome to Maya. This is my cat. She's decided that she's going to come and interrupt my video today. But anyway, cats make everything better. All right, so we're essentially trying to liberate ourselves of beliefs that are holding us back. And this has been going on for a long time. It really has. The world is shifting. If you can't feel that, I would encourage you to sit with it. Trine energy is ease. Venus in Virgo, there is this ease of liberating ourselves of these beliefs that's going to hold us back from really deeply, falling madly deeply in love with ourselves, being really, really conscious of what we're eating, what we're doing to our body and our mind, and then trusting ourselves enough to then serve from that beautiful space. So you start to imbue that idea of liberation in your service through how you give love to yourself, and then through how you give love to others. And when I talk about love, it's not necessarily just romantic love. Love is seen through service in a multitude of different ways. So there should be that nice sense of ease that perhaps you have done some work in relation to shedding some beliefs that your ego had, and now you get to integrate them into your body, and you get to integrate them into your being, and you get to share them with others. So that's Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, and there's big Pluto energy. Oh no, that's not Friday the 13th. That's Thursday the 13th. Friday, there's not that much going on. So I'm not going to talk too much about Friday. There's plenty enough going on with everything that I've just discussed. Now, when I looked at this before, I had some Yod energy happening in here, but it's not happening for me at the moment. No. So I just want to go back to Monday, because there is an aspect that I did miss talking about. So at the beginning of the week, there is an aspect pattern called a Yod. So this is the aspect pattern. It's two quincunxes and then a sextile, bridging these two outer planets here. So let's talk about the sextile first. So we've got Neptune in Aquarius, not in Pisces. So we've got the beacon expressing its shining and wanting change. So our spiritual nature is really wanting to see that at that higher level change, stepping into freedom. And then, of course, we've got over here the destroyer liberating us from beliefs that are holding us back. These two are supporting each other. Now, so these two are supporting each other. So really, this is our spirituality. This is like we keep clearing out those beliefs to get us closer and closer to who we really feel like that we're called here to be this lifetime. We have a vision for change for ourselves, but also the greater whole. And we understand that the greater whole, the planet, the solar system and the universe holds us. And then we have this energy pointing down into Leo, which is what I said at the beginning, but it's pointing at the moon and Mercury. So it really is about that the coming together. I won't say marrying, because the coming together of our feelings, our intuition, and our mind. The mind doesn't have to do all the work, and the feelings don't always have to be shoved down. We can truly express ourselves from our heart and our authenticity when we allow our feelings and emotions to come together with the mind, and then it comes out through words, writing, creativity, art, however you like to create. So if you're really wanting to, perhaps you're wanting to shift some beliefs, perhaps you're really looking to review something in your vision, I would recommend just going nuts in the arts and creative space. And it's stuff that may never be seen. It's for you because it's moon energy. So it's getting the mind and your inner realm connected and going, we can coexist. The mind is not better than our feelings and our emotions. It's like emotional intelligence. And your intuition is in there. And so that's intuitive intelligence as well. Clearing the beliefs will help you find and connect with and practice your intuitive intelligence. It gets stronger and stronger. And then you start to shine more as the beacon and you become the mystic of your own world. So that's where I'm going to leave it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed that. Very animated. It's clearly got Leo energy behind it, and the cameo by my cat, who actually wants to be let out of the room, but I'm talking and she's sitting there looking at the door. So thank you very much. If you would like to hang out with me some more, I have a free Facebook group called Sidereal Stars with Kel. I will pop the link either below on YouTube, or the link is in my bio on Instagram. Please come and join that group. Alternatively, you can go and visit my website, kellygunter.com, if email is more your thing. I do send out weekly emails, and I also send out monthly emails as well with the celestial energies that are going to be happening in advance, the main ones. So if you'd like to do that, go to kellygunter.com and you can sign up to my mailing list. Have a gorgeous day. Bye.